Welcome, friends, listeners, and viewers. We are about to hit you with episode 28 of Controllers and Katanas. I am Martin, aka Mario Cool, here with my good friend Ian, aka Relic.
What's happening?
So we're going to start us off straight away with some nerd news. And Ian's got some to tell you.
And the only piece of news I've got today is the only piece of news that matters this week, and that is Doc Harris, the legendary voice actor.
Legend.
Everyone will know him from the dubbed narrator from Dragon Ball Z, has sadly passed away. So yeah, another Dragon Ball Z legend gone in the year of 2024. So I'll be happy to see the close of this year, I must admit.
Yeah, I understand. It's terrible news.
Everyone, he's iconic. He's absolutely iconic. Like when you watch it, even the recaps and obviously,
like his t-shirt.
Literally, man, check it. The recaps of like the previous episodes. When I just remember being a kid, and he's one of the most iconic voices in the series, and he's not even a character. So it's horrible. Really, it's horrible, man.
I've got a bit of news for those gamers out there. If you got Prime, Amazon Prime, you also get Prime Gaming. There's loads of games available this month, like games right now like BioShock Remastered and Doom Eternal. And I've not played much of the Doom Eternals, the Doom games, but Doom Eternal is meant to be sick with some good rock music and gory battles, so get on that. And like I say, throughout the month, more games will be released. Also, if you're a fan of the Silent Hill franchise, with a new Silent Hill 2 coming out on October the 8th, there's a new mod on the PC version that turns Pyramid Head into Thomas the Tank Engine. Choo choo. So get on that.
Just on the Silent Hill, our good mate Alex, who will be a guest feature on the podcast in the coming weeks, he pre-ordered the new Silent Hill and he's absolutely loving it. But if he pre-ordered it from Game to get a steelbook like collector's edition, and Game have just messed up pretty much everyone's pre-orders. He literally only got the game yesterday and he didn't even get his Steel Tin collectors. They've not got it yet. They've sent an email out saying they don't know when people are going to get it. So his pre-order item's not going to be there for like another 2 weeks or so. Like it's going to be like a month after release before he even gets it. Absolute shocking state of affairs from Game, mate.
Don't order from Game. And with the Halloween season coming up, if you're looking to get in the mood, there's some spooky games out there, like you mentioned and myself, Silent Hill 2, the remake. We've got Dead Island 2 that's available now on Game Pass, but it's also coming to PlayStation Plus this month. So look out for that.
Oh, sick.
That'd be really good. And that's all I've got for the news.
I'm going to start off, mate, in the spirit of nerds and nerdness and horror and geek stuff. I'm going to kick it off with our geek soundboard, mate. I'm going to start it off with the first sound this week. This one might be a little bit more difficult for a lot of people that watch this or listen to this, I must admit. So these are very short ones. We've got another 3 this week. This is the first one.
Hello.
If you know, you probably know, but I think this is probably going to be the hardest one we've done so far, and it's going to have a lot of people scratching their heads, I think, to begin with.
Yeah. But like I say, we do play 3 every week, so if you don't know the first one, there's a chance later you might pick it up. Drop it in Discord or YouTube comments what you think it is and your experiences. What do you want to hit it off with? What animes?
I want to hit it off the fact that I've had a Philly cheese stack from McDonald's tonight, mate, and I am filled. And I swear to God, mate, that was honestly one of the best burgers I've ever had from McDonald's. I swear to God, it had crispy onion and grilled onion and like 2 different kinds of cheese on it, mate. Unreal, mate, unreal. Now,
So,
I've got a serious question to ask here, though. This is one for you, Mark, and one for the listeners and viewers as well. The gherkin, are you a leave it in or take out kind of guy? And for you Americans, that's the pickle.
I am a leave in and add more with gherkins because I love them. My mum, though, she takes them out, and I detest that. I detest it.
I I eat them, but my wife, she would literally order a plate of gherkins if she could. So
Legend.
sometimes, to be a good husband, I will take the gherkins out and gift them to my wife. But I won't. I will eat them if they are in. So I know one of my good friends, Grant. He's a regular listener of the podcast, and he will agree here that he absolutely detests them. So my wife loves it when he comes to McDonald's with us because she gets his as well.
Yeah, gherkin's a classic ingredient for a McDonald's burger.
Oh, always, mate, always. They're always different from McDonald's as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I saw an Asda the other day. You can get like massive gherkins in like a. I was like, shall I get them? Shall I get? Is that too much?
A jar full of gherkins, mate.
They're literally like that's big, man. They're massive. But I was like, no, that's too much.
We always get them when we have like a barbecue and we do burgers. We always get these like a jar full of like crinkle cut ones, and they're dead thick as well. Oh. Game changer, mate. Oh, absolute game changer they are. Trust me. But this week, we've got a major things happen to me and Martin this week. First thing is, Martin might agree, I don't know, but for me, I've not watched one bad episode this week, mate. Everything I've watched this week has been top tier. Absolutely phenomenal.
And because it's new things we're watching. Everything we watched as well, I'm like excited to watch more because
yes, 100%.
The characters, the funny things that happen in these episodes we're about to discuss. Top tier, mate, top tier.
And then the biggest thing, Blue Lock is back, boy. Get in, mate. Get in. I'm so glad we watched Blue Lock when we did because we've not had to wait that long, like a year or whatever, for it to come out. It's here, mate.
And when you're waiting for an anime to come out, that second season or third season, whatever it is, you're just sitting around and you're like,
oh mate,
what am I going to do in my life?
It takes years. Like One Punch Man, I watched that like last week or whatever, the week before. I don't even know if there's a new season coming out for that. Like, I don't even know. The last season came out like 3 years ago or something ridiculous, man.
It gives me a chance to catch up with it.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll kick it off. Blue Lock Season 2, Episode 1. This episode wasn't a recap, but it was like an episode that's basically just kicking you off, essentially, what's going to happen next, what the next steps are, what's happening with the, obviously, under-20s match. Get a little bit of the Rim backstory here as well to kick us off. Obviously, learn a bit like him and his rival with his brother, which was pretty interesting to see, because his brother's a bit of a douche, isn't he? His brother's like, I've been away for 4 years, and what have you achieved? Nothing, like... Proper classic brother behaviour, really. To be honest, I'm not even going to lie, but he's so you sort of get a bit of a backstory of why Rin really wants to beat his brother, and he's obviously trying his hardest, and he's obviously a good player. We know that already. Yeah. But in this one, we've got 3 weeks until the under-20s match. Obviously, that gets announced. Ego has revealed that if they lose the under-20 match, Blue Lock's done for. Like, it's gone. That's it. You're going home. And Isagi's obviously got big plans for playing for Japan. If he loses, this is the only thing that my only gripe with this series is that every single person thinks if they lose, their entire footy career is over. No, mate, you're just not going to play for Japan. Just go and play for like some Spanish team or something, bro. You'll be sound, mate. Trust me. You've got the ability to be earning like top dollar, mate. Don't worry about that. Your life's going to be sound. You're still going to be playing football.
Yeah. I think in this episode, Raichi asks an important question, doesn't he? He's like, how's the team of us strikers going to go against a team of midfielders, defence, goalkeepers, and obviously strikers themselves?
Like, how's it going to work? Like, we're all strikers, and you're going to... Who's going in what position?
But as we've seen in previous episodes, Raichi in defence, mate, a legend.
Oh, he's a living G, mate. He's got to be...
shark teeth as well.
Mate, he's got to be number one defender in the world, mate, at the moment. Easily, mate. Alexander Arnold, mate. Do you know what I'm
saying? So we have this. So we have these top. So the 6 players that are put in like a top tier, aren't they? And they're the core of this team.
Yeah.
To go against Japan 21s. We have some new characters here, don't we?
Yeah.
That we've not seen before.
There's a couple of characters. Obviously, the first one they get us picked Rin into it, which we expected that because he was always number one. So it was like, right, yeah, Rin, sound definitely. And then you get that what's his name, Ryushi or some Ryushi.
Ryushi,
yeah, which is he's like the villain-like guy anyway, with the blonde and like pink hair. I think he's going to add quite a lot of dynamic to the show, and I think he's going to be a bit of a pain in the arse, to be honest, but it'll make things interesting. Then we've got another dude called Tabito, Aito, Kenya.
Kenya, yeah.
But mate gets the number 6, doesn't it? Who is it?
Legend, mate.
Nagi, man, Nagi! Get in, lad. Yes, Nagi. Love it.
With that Ryu guy, the number 2.
Yeah.
His eyelashes are the same size as my eyebrows, mate. That's what I'm saying.
Monsters, mate.
It's like he's got eyelashes like eyebrows. He's got eyebrows as well. So it's like, what are you doing, mate?
Like his eyebrows have got eyebrows, mate.
Eyebrows upon eyebrows.
But yeah, it's like you say, it's mostly just new players, isn't it? We've not seen yet, so I'm excited to see obviously what they're all about and see more character development. So it's always good. It just means that Isagi and obviously the rest have got some grafting to do. Basically, they've got to work obviously a lot harder than everyone else. And it works out that essentially what it is they get split into teams of 2. These the top 6 do. So there's like 2, 2, and 2, and then everyone's got to essentially pick whose team they want to be on.
Yeah.
And you've got like, I don't know, you can either pick Nagi's team, Rin's team, Aito and Kenya's team, or whatever it is, and you then have to play one match with them against another team. But the top 6, they have to play, is it like something like 4 matches each or something like that? And I think one of them's got to play 5 matches or something, haven't they? And essentially the way it works is that one player, the number 7, is going to play 2 matches out of all of them. So Rin, Ryushe, the top 6, they're going to get a load of training and they're going to get more graft than everyone else. So they're going to be getting more minutes because obviously they're playing all these different games, so they're going to excel a lot easier, I think, than the other players. But then it just proves that the other guys have got to give it all their all for these next matches to try and prove that they're worth obviously the final 11 team. And we find out obviously that number 7 spot as well. He's obviously already been picked out, hasn't it?
And that's Bachira,
Bachira, mate. Legend.
While they're eating dinner, like discussing which team they're going to go on as well, we have a heartbreaking moment where they remind us that Kunigami is no longer with Blue Lock. I was there like,
I did put Kunigami mentioned. Let's go, legend. I was like, he's that sick, mate. They've had to mention him again, bro.
They also mentioned that the goalie called Lemon. Remember that legendary goalkeeper?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he got mentioned as well. Like, yes, get him.
Lemon was sick, wasn't he? I loved him. I did. He was happy just to coast in goal and just try and help the team win, mate. He was good.
What's funny? Him. All through season 1, I didn't even know his name.
Yeah.
It takes season 2 to find out.
Literally, the first episode, I was like, "Oh, that was his name, was it?" Lemon. But yeah, I've written down like Team A could be powerful. Obviously, you got Rin in that Kayushe or whatever his name is.
Eyebrows, mate.
Problem is with them, you've got two alphas, let's say, fighting for the number 1 spot, already fighting with each other, and they haven't even played a game yet, and they're already fighting. So they could actually struggle, I think, with the other players. Team B, it's a bit of a dark horse because we don't know them yet. There's 2 characters we've never seen play. We've never seen them, obviously, in season 1. So we've got these other guys, and then obviously you've got the third team, which is one of the guys that you don't know, and Nagi. And essentially, most people, as you expect, pick Rin, don't they? Essentially, because they think, "Oh, I'm going to win then." But I think people picking Nagi and the other teams are probably the smarter people to do because they've got more of a chance to shine against these obviously other. Not to say that the players that they're picking to play with are bad. It's just they're not as egotistical as the Team A, so they've probably got more chance to shine. So I think it's a smart move going with like Team B or Team C.
I think that is true. Like, but I think like for me, I like how Nagi plays football more than Rin. Rin's sick.
I'd pick Nagi 100%.
But I like the style of Nagi, how he plays football, which is why I would pick him.
He's an actual team player as well, isn't he? That's what I mean. If you picked him, I think you've got more of a chance of getting into that starting 11 because obviously he's going to help you pass. He's going to help you out. And I think Isigi should have been in Nagy's team or should be with Nagy because he's already got that chemistry and he knows what he's doing with Nagy and they work well already. Rather than going with like Rin, who he wants to be like, as opposed to working off him and obviously showing how much he's not necessarily how he's better, but showing obviously his strengths. Yeah.
Another thing happened in this episode, Baru, with his hair down. Yeah, because his hair's like sticking up usually, isn't it?
It's dead confusing, isn't it?
I was like, who's this guy? It's the king, mate. It's the king.
His hair's down to his waist, man. How's it only that short when it's up?
It must take some hell of a lot of gel to stick all that.
Man. The Japanese Football Association fatties, mate. They proper hate Blue Lock though, don't they? They want it gone, mate. They do, don't they? Desperately.
Like a room that will be all creepy, aren't they? Like trying to find ways to take him down. And that guy I hate. Oh, that fat dude. One of the
in it, mate.
Was he one of the owners or whatever?
The association.
He's the lead in trying to take Ego down, isn't he? And Blue Lock.
Yeah. It was a slow episode, to be fair. It was a bit of a slow episode. I still enjoyed the episode, don't get me wrong. I got a more introduction, obviously got to see our boys. And obviously it's very much like a build up and explain the next steps episode. I'm just glad Blue Lock's back, mate. And I'm looking forward to obviously the games leading up to the under-20s match. So we've got probably about four or five episodes before probably the under-20 matches start. Maybe even more, because obviously sometimes a match lasts longer than an episode, obviously based on season 1. And obviously the 5v5 matches, so a lot could happen. So yeah, I'm very, very much excited for episode 2, I'm not going to lie.
And like I say, it's an episode a week, so it's going to be 24 weeks of Blue Lock. So if you're listening in, if you're watching, join us.
I mean, you've got to think, right, we're only on, this is week 28 right now for us, mate. So this entire season is going to take us almost double. It's basically like another length of the podcast we've already done, mate. So like, basically our podcast is essentially just a Blue Lock podcast at this point. Like, you know what I mean? We're just a full bloke. We just may as well change it into I don't know, like footballs and jigsaw pieces, mate. I don't know.
Jigsaw pieces and Katanas. But I'm loving it. I'm loving that it's back.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
We kind of thought it might be a slow episode to start off with, but we're just trying to get used to the characters. We've got a hell of a lot of new characters come into it, so I'm looking forward to seeing what they can do. We had a new character at the end of the episode who's been hired by the owners of the Japan Football Association. He's got like 2 different coloured eyes, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to seeing what he can do, because he's kind of a baddie. So
wait, Saka, isn't it, mate? Saka for a windbreaker, mate. He got 2 different colour eyes, bro.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what comes of it. But Blue Lock's back, baby.
Buzzing, mate. Buzzing. New episode.
Talk about now.
DanDaDan, mate. DanDaDan.
This show, mate.
This show, honestly.
This show had me in stitches, mate. This show.
Firstly, what did I just watch? It's so funny. Like, it's such a weird show. Like, it's funny, it's creepy, it's odd, it's absolutely insane. I felt at parts I was watching like a horny 14-year-old's dreams or something. It was proper random, but it's got me hooked, mate. I'm so interested on where this goes. It's unbelievable.
Before we start this, the intro, straight away I was like, what is going on here? It's like madness, isn't it?
It's banging, isn't it, mate?
But the credits even funnier. Like,
it's proper mad, mate.
It's like a cat with a hairdryer just blowing his hair, and he's like bopping down the street. I was like, what is going on? Who thinks of these things, man? It makes me laugh.
Do you know, this is the most Japanese thing I think I've ever seen in my life. It is by far the pinnacle of just Japan, 100%.
Viewers and listeners, sorry about that. We was just abducted by aliens.
Probed. And
our mind has been wiped. Other stuff happened in the down below area, but we won't talk about that. We'll get straight back into DanDaDan. Do you want to kick us off again?
Yeah, man. So basically, you're following a girl called Momo. The starting scene kicks off. She's arguing with her boyfriend. She's trying to find someone that looks like Ken Takakura, who is a Japanese actor basically, and she's obsessed with him. And all she wants is a boyfriend just like him. And essentially, she's splitting up with her boyfriend. He's a bit of an arse. And she goes to like absolutely blitz his head clean off his shoulders, but he blocks it, doesn't he? And like beats her up. But she's obviously talked to her mates about it. She's upset about it, and then she walks out of class, and as she's walking along, she sees this one guy being picked on. So she goes in and like sits with him, essentially to try and stick up for him a little bit, and she walks off out, and then he follows her, and it's this guy. She calls him a cult kun. We later find out obviously something about him, don't we? His name, but she calls him a cult kun at the moment. And essentially, he's obsessed with aliens. She's obsessed with ghosts. And he's like, nah, ghosts don't exist. What are you talking about? And she's like, aliens don't exist. What are you talking about? So they basically make this they start arguing, and then they make an agreement. All right, then you go to this place that's like famously haunted, and you go and see the ghost, so you believe the ghost. And he's like, well, you go to this place where it's famously known for abductions, and you go see aliens, and we'll see which ones are real and which ones aren't. But it turns out neither of them, she hasn't never seen a ghost, and he's never seen an alien. So it's like...
that bit of a cult con when he goes into the...
Mate, so he goes to this tunnel. Essentially, Momo believes in it because her granny is like a medium. Like her medium, for people that don't know, is people that like... can supposedly speak to like the spirit world and see ghosts and all that sort of stuff. So that's why she believes in ghosts. And Okarun, or Kokun, or whatever his name is basically, like I say, he's just a little nerd who just likes aliens. That's literally all he is. So yeah,
it's when he's in the tunnel though. When he's in the tunnel,
so they're on the phone to each other. So they're having a bit of a chat on the phone, like whilst they're looking around. So he's going to this haunted spot in this tunnel. Momo's, you get this little little glimmer of like a seriousness of the show. You find out obviously that Momo's parents have passed away, and obviously her grand's raised her, and all this sort of stuff.
It's the bit. This is the best bit in the whole.
A cult con. I'll let you tell the line, mate, because it's a cult con. He runs into an evil spirit called Turbo Granny, mate, and she's just an absolute paedophile. Like legitimately, is a paedophile.
It's because what it does, it's obviously it's all dark. He flashes his torch and he sees some like blood footprints and they heading towards him. And it's like, what's going on? He turns around and there's this creepy granny with like flashing eyes. And the words she says, honestly, I was eating my dinner at the time and I spat my food at me. It was because I was laughing so much. The words she actually said, I'm going to read it word for word right here. Where is it? It goes, "I'll let you suckle my teats, boy, if you let me gobble your dong."
It's unbelievable. It's actually, I was shook, mate. I was genuinely shook when she said that. I had to rewind it to make sure I heard it right. I was shook, mate.
It's not the last time you'll hear that gobble the dong as well.
It does, doesn't it? It happens again, mate. So basically, Momo tells him not to run. Like, look, if you run, she'll chase you, and if she catches you, you'll be cursed. So what does he instinctively do? He legs it, mate. He starts legging it dead fast.
I mean, I do the same thing, mate. It's some
100% turbo nonsense, mate.
Get out.
But mate, then Momo bumps into these odd, creepy as hell like aliens who abduct her.
Yeah.
As they're doing it, rip all the clothes off, leaving her in underwear tied to a chair. But my mate Axel, who's in the Discord, he put in the Discord, he was like, "Oh, the part where she's tied to the chair, my missus walked in and she was like, what the hell are you watching?" And he was trying to explain it to her, like, it's not weird, I promise.
So these aliens are mad, like they're madheads, and they want to reproduce with Momo, essentially.
Oh, they're basically, their entire planet's only males, and so they can only reproduce like carbon copies of themselves, essentially, can't they? They can't really reproduce.
So he pulls out his You can't really call it a dong. It's more like a...
No, mate, before that, there's a part that proper made me laugh, where she's like, they're saying, obviously, like, the friendly, she's obviously asking where her clothes are. And then you get that part where she's like, well, if you was friendly, I wouldn't be tied up. And then she's like, where are my clothes? And then one of them just goes, we've handled your belongings with care. And it pans around and all the clothes are just ripped up on the floor.
like a pile.
We've handled your belongings with care. What did you mean, mate? They're ripped to shreds.
Yeah, so there's a bit where there's one of the aliens, it's ready to get down to business. He pulls his metal dong out, doesn't he?
Get his robotic schlong clean out, doesn't he?
On the end of it as well. and then as he does that, the phone rings, doesn't it? And one of the aliens, like, who's
answers it, doesn't he?
Just inconvenient or whatever, the inconvenient person, he picks the phone up, and who busts through it? It's the monster, or the ghost, Granny.
Turbo Granny, isn't it, mate?
Merged with a Kulkun.
Kulkun, yeah. Turbo Granny's like cursed him, and he's basically like turning into essentially like a type of thing that she is, like a hybrid Turbo Granny.
Yeah.
And as she comes through the phone, bites one of the aliens' crotches, and it sends it flying, mate.
And then obviously, so here they plan to save Momo, but before that happens, Turbo Granny takes over, turns around and goes, I'm going to gobble all of your dongs.
To gobble all of your dongs. Oh, mate. And Momo's obviously the part where her nan's like a seance like medium type thing, where she's got supernatural powers, so to speak. That bit's kind of like relevant at the start when you find out a little bit of information. It doesn't really matter, but obviously when you find out what happens here, so basically Momo's thinking about her past with her grandma and all this sort of stuff. The grandma's telling her to like channel her chi to ward off bad spirits and stuff. So Momo's basically managed to channel her chi like her grandma used to tell her to. And now she's got like psychic powers. But then Granny calls Momo a tacky little bitch and offers her out for a scrap in the tunnel, basically.
It's that bit before as well, like they've very much see that a Kulkun's there and is like, I want his banana. I was like, what's he on about? And then he smashes a Kulkun into the wall, doesn't he?
Yeah.
A couple of times. And then the Kulkun's like, take my banana. I've always wanted to meet an alien. And then have this little backstory on a Kulkun that all his life he's wanted to see aliens. He's tried to contact them as a child, as he grew up. And he got ignored by aliens. He got bullied at school, but no one ever cared for it if he was dead or alive until Momo came and helped him with the bullies. And that's why he wants to save her.
Yeah.
But she don't need saving, does she? Like you mentioned.
Nah, legend, mate. Absolute
cheap
legend.
hours.
And basically, the only way for his curve to be lifted is if they go back to the tunnel. But then as they come off the ship and they're walking off, she asks what his name is. And his real name is Ken Takakura or whatever it is, isn't it? Yeah. Which is the name of this actor. And as she finds out, all she's ever wanted is a guy that's him, basically. And she's found this little nerdy guy who's got the exact same name. And as she like finds out, there's this massive explosion behind them, isn't there?
You missed one vital point there as well. To break the curse, obviously, you have to beat the granny.
Yeah.
But the granny has possession of a Kulkun's pecker. She's keeping it prisoner until Momo fights her and releases him. I was like, what on earth is going on here?
So good. It's actually ridiculous, but it was actually so entertaining. And the animation's spot on as well. It's very well animated. Yeah. And I forgot one of the most crucial parts of this episode, mate. It was released dubbed instantly, day one, mate. Dubbed on day one. Kaiju number 8 was one of the first things ever I think I've ever seen to do that. DanDaDan, second thing. And I think they need to start doing this as a normal thing, because I think they'll get the viewership will go up massive, I think.
Yeah.
For a lot of people. Obviously, we'll watch it subtitled anyway. But there's a lot of people
new to it.
There's loads of people that can't even read, man. Do you know what I mean?
It separates them, doesn't it? It separates the people that read and just watch.
Yeah. Only an intellectual can watch subtitles, mate.
But like, yeah, if you're coming into anime, maybe you don't want to read subtitles. You want to like watch it and just in English. So it's great that they do that.
Yeah, if you want to be
Yeah,
involved
straight away.
in a new one that's coming out and being released as well, and you're a dub warrior, yeah, this is one, mate. Very good. Like, really, honestly, it's. I don't think I've watched an anime in quite a long time that's made me actually fully laugh out loud like that one has. Like, I was in stitches multiple times. So yeah,
I literally spat my food out, mate.
they've got
I spat my food out,
they've
man.
got
I'm literally
they've got the
crying.
comedy absolutely spot on in this, haven't they?
And like you say, it is a bit pervy. It is a bit
It's
wacky.
classic
But I love
Japanese,
it. I love
mate,
it.
isn't it?
I love
Like,
it.
classic Japanese. But I'm going to get into another sound.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
Geek sound number 2 coming in your ears.
You like scary movies?
You get it after that. That is probably
Surely.
the easiest one. That is.
That is the mic drop in it.
Do you like
sound-
scary movies?
What do you want to discuss next? Should we go Penguin?
Yeah, mate. Let's mix it up. So, the Penguin. For those of you who don't know, Matt Reeves' Batman with Robert Pattinson, the Pattinson himself, the vampire extraordinaire, the legendary Batman movie. This is a spin-off show with the Penguin, played by Colin Farrell, who is phenomenal, mate. He's an absolutely phenomenal actor. He's in this role, mate. Unbelievable, mate. Unbelievable.
I've literally wrote down in my notes that Colin Farrell's choice as the Penguin, mate, is top notch.
Honestly,
His
right,
accent, how he plays the character is phenomenal.
I don't care what anyone says, right? In terms of villains, you've got Heath Ledger as Joker, mate. This is the best reiteration of Penguin ever, mate. This is honestly the best version of Penguin I've ever seen. It's just so good, mate. He is an actor. It's unbelievable. It's
So the episode starts, doesn't it? It starts literally from where the film ended, wasn't it?
essentially, yeah, straight away.
So Riddler's antics, he literally flooded the city, basically flooded Gotham.
Yeah.
And then we have the death of Falcone, Carmine Falcone. And then we have this like power vacuum that's formed, isn't it, in the Gotham Underworld. Alberto Falcone, his son, is set to take over, mate. This guy,
Douchebag, mate.
I just instantly didn't like him.
Absolute douche lord, mate.
I say didn't instantly didn't like him. He literally gets blasted straight away by Penguin, doesn't
Yeah, so essentially the start of this episode is very strong. You get straight into the grittiness you'd expect, and he just murks off Falcone within minutes. Literally, like, he's being a bit of an arsehole, and Falcone is like, oh yeah, you work for me, blah, 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 this, and this. Penguin just literally bullets him in the head, doesn't he?
Yeah, because basically Penguin wants the top position for himself, but he's obviously working under the Falcone and the family to
They've got big
as a
big
soldier at the moment, but
he's on his
always
way, mate.
he's always opposition.
He's on his way, mate.
It's when Alberto kind of taunts him about who will ever look at you as like a top character or a top soldier.
Yeah.
He just blasts him back in his chair, doesn't he? 6 bullets. Boom, 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 boom. Done, mate. Get back down, boys.
Brown bread, mate.
I like the bit as well where he's obviously carrying the body out to his car and he sees some lads nicking
Yeah.
and nick his wheels. And he gets one of the lads called Vic to help him dump the body. Classic, mate. Classic.
So I've got a couple of things on this, right? So when the whole Vic thing started, I didn't really understand what was happening at first in a way. Because I thought, this young lad, you've got this old bloke who's got a limp, like telling him what to do, like obviously with the Penguin.
Yeah.
And it's almost like he's just doing what he says. So obviously he gets there, he gets not kidnapped or anything, but essentially he gets kidnapped and forced into doing what the Penguin's telling him to do. And then he just goes along with it. But then obviously you find out a little bit later on that obviously the floods have wiped away his house. He's essentially homeless, isn't he, Vic is? So obviously the floods have destroyed his house, and that's why you think, oh, he's going along with it a little bit. He's already into crime a little bit already. He's trying to nick someone's wheels off the car, Mark. Like, he's literally already in there. And I think he's almost thinking to himself, like, I haven't got anything. Like, this guy, he could have killed me. He didn't. And
Gave him a chance.
yeah, he's given me a chance. Maybe I should repay him a little bit. But the way that they met as well is very similar to Jason Todd in Batman, who becomes Red Hood.
Yeah.
So Batman finds Jason Todd. Jason Todd's from like a broken home. He's like a bit of a petty criminal. Batman finds him stealing like the wheels off his car. Like that's how he finds Jason Todd, and Jason Todd becomes the Robin and all that stuff. So it's a little bit of a similar story to that. Not exactly the same, but it's quite similar.
Similar lines, yeah.
Yeah, but there's a guy in the comics who's like Penguin's right-hand man, and he's called Victor Saz, or Saz, I don't know how to pronounce his name. It's like Z-S-A-S-Z.
Dude, isn't it?
Yeah.
The bold dude, yeah.
And he's like a mental serial killer. And obviously, Vic doesn't look anything like him. But I'm wondering if that's what they're trying to get at. I wonder if they're going to try and make him into like Penguin's hitman eventually and his right-hand man. And that's the sort of route they're going to take with it. Because I think that would be quite good, to be fair.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, it's like an innocent lad at the moment.
Yeah.
Well, innocent, kind of. But yeah, for him to become this... I'd like to see that. I'd like to see that journey.
Yeah,
I'd like to see him go on that journey. That'd be sick,
a little villain arc, mate.
We see Penguin's foot, mate, and that's manky, isn't it?
Yeah, it's proper grim, isn't it?
He takes his shoe off and you're like, oh, that's why I can't walk properly. He's got a right manky foot.
It's like he's glued on 11 party sausages, mate.
Yeah, I was instantly put off by that. I was like, what is this? That toes upon toes, isn't it?
Yeah, toast sandwich, mate. I'm telling you now. Unbelievable.
So Penguin's summoned by the family who he works for.
The Falcons.
The Falcons, yeah. He's summoned to their mansion to discuss business. He's there told that his drug operation that he runs, the plant, will be relocated to another area. And obviously, that really is like a kick in the teeth for Penguin. He don't like this at all. And then he reveals that, so when he was talking to Alberto revealed this plan of a big shipment coming in of drugs, which will bring a lot of money. So Penguin kind of spurts it out to them as it's his idea. But then it's his sister who comes in, Sophia, who kind of knows about this deal and like questions him and is all over Penguin. She's all over Penguin, asking where her brother is. Have you seen him? Brown bread, mate, in a trunk somewhere.
Done in, mate. She's the hangman in the comics as well, and she literally is just a psychotic serial killer. That's literally all she is. She's mental, mate.
It literally says straight away, like, that she's just fresh from
Arkham.
Arkham, mate. Fresh, not fresh in the hood or fresh
from
off the boat,
Arkham,
mate. Fresh from Arkham.
Arkham. It's not like you've just been to like the state prison, mate. You literally come from Arkham Asylum, you nutter. But Penguin's got a Saints Row Maserati. It's all purple and gold.
Yeah.
But when one of the parts that made me laugh as well is so they essentially when they're describing how to decapitate Falcone, you know, Vic's talking about it, mate.
Yeah.
So like it's proper funny, mate. Because he's like, I didn't really know what to do. Like I didn't know if to. I started thinking about it and I was like, I don't know, so I just cut his finger off instead. But essentially, I've got ahead of myself there. I can just remember that bit. Yeah. But essentially, when he kills Alberto's got a ring, which is obviously the ring of yeah, there we go. It's his ring. So he naturally. Penguin steals it, and he's got a plan because he's obviously thinking. So he visits Blackgate Penitentiary to visit him, and in the comics, mate, Blackgate Penitentiary's had loads of villains in it. Penguin himself's been in that prison.
There is actually a game, isn't it? It's actually a game, isn't it?
Blackgate, yeah.
You go to Blackgate.
Bane, Clayface, Harley Quinn, Catwoman. There's been loads of villains in that prison. So I was hyped when I saw that, like the little name tag for Blackgate Penitentiary. I was like, that's sick, bro. But yeah, he goes in there and he's like saying, look, I've got this big plan. The Falcons are moving away from the area. We can take over it, blah, blah. I know the streets. I know, obviously, the drops, all that sort of stuff. And then he leaves the ring with him in prison. I mean, I don't know how he's allowed to take in a ring and then leave it as well, but there we go. Gotham and all that.
Blackgate, innit?
Yeah, but he left the ring. And obviously, they've defies his plan, so obviously they don't trust Penguin. But Penguin's like, look, I've murked off one of the Falcons already. Here's your ring back, mate. You got to trust me.
He doesn't tell him, does he? He just kind of hints at it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah. I'm thinking you think, you know what I mean?
One of the things that made me laugh about it, for somewhere like Gotham, where there's loads of crime, supposedly, the amount of jewellery stores and diamond shops, mate, is unbelievable. There's like a street, there's like 8 jewellery stores in a row. I was like, there's a bit too many for Gotham, that is.
I like the bit as well when he's talking to Marooney. He's like, he offers him this drug empire, and then Marooney's like, "Hey man, I remember you being a bit of a sneak. You know, you've done me in the past." And it's like, Penguin kind of plays off. He's like, "Don't worry, I'll come back and you can think about it. I'll come back.
I'll come back. It's like not taking no for an answer. It's like, I'll come back, mate. Trust me.
Yeah, don't say anything now. I'll come back. Think about it.
But because this Sophia's on him, essentially what happens is she goes to his club, to Penguin's club, to obviously scope it out, see obviously because that's where his last spotted, see what's going off, what's happening, and as Penguin pulls up, they see him, but because he's in this ridiculously bright purple and gold Maserati, he's like dead easily spotted. So they start chasing him, and obviously he manages to try and get away, and then he gets caught and he gets kidnapped, and then he's literally just like with his belly out on this chair for ages, isn't he? And they're just torturing him because obviously Sophia knows that he's done something, or at this moment in time thinks he's done something. And as he's getting tortured, get this big bang, don't you? This crash.
Boom, man.
They've run outside. The car with Alberto's body's in the back with his fingers cut off. And obviously that's when the Vic thing's like, oh, I told you to cut his head off. Yeah, well, I thought about it. And I was just like, I don't really want to do it. I was like, so I just sort of cut his finger off. Logistically, I didn't know how to cut his head off. But because obviously he's left that ring in Blackgate and then cut the guy's finger off, it's connecting that dot so that it basically gets Penguin off the hook. So they're like, oh shit, it weren't Penguin then that's done it. It's obviously the other family that's done it.
And in the car boot it says payback, doesn't it? Payback,
yeah.
So it's literally been stitched on. It's been put on Maroney, hasn't it?
Yeah, he's placed it on them, but
clever, mate. Clever from Penguin.
Penguin's sick, mate. Penguin's sick. But there's a big emphasis on slushies in this as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
It's like, is that place still on the corner? It's like, yeah. Have you ever had the slushies from there? Yeah, I think so. Have you ever mixed them? No. You need to mix them. It's like, I think I want to try it. That Vic's dead innocent, isn't he? I like him, Adam.
I think Vic said that as well because obviously because Penguin's about essentially.
Yeah, he's scared of him, isn't he?
He's going to kill him off, won't he, eventually?
Yeah.
Well, I was going to kill him off at that point, but then Vic's like, oh, I want to try that slushy in the future.
Yeah. Oh, I want to try it in the future.
Trying to hint to like, he wants to live.
Don't kill me, please, mate.
Yeah.
Well,
please,
I completely missed out when they go to Penguin's mum's house.
Yeah.
They go to Penguin's mum's house because obviously he's on the run, essentially trying to get away and all that sort of stuff. Go to Penguin's mum's house. He goes to get Penguin and say, look, Penguin goes to get his mum, sorry. He's like, we need to go. She's losing her marbles a little bit. She's got like dementia or something, hasn't she? But she's an hard woman, she is, isn't she? Like, she's rough, mate, she is. She's like, she gets him, doesn't she? Like, they're like a little face-to-face, and he's like, no, you're not a pussy or whatever. Like, you tell him straight sort of thing. Like, it's not instinct, that's like, you did the right thing by killing him sort of thing. So, like, yeah, his mum's a bit of a nutter as well, isn't she?
Yeah. I was wondering when his mum would come into it. Like, I was like, Penguin's mum's got to be in it surely somewhere.
Yeah.
Obviously, the both are in. And she is a madhead, mate.
Nutter. Absolute nutter. But
is that bit as well? Is that bit where he's on the run and they go to that other place and they get that Volvo, don't they? And then they turn the music on. It's like 9 till 5 by Dolly Parton.
9 till 5. And Vic's like, oh, no, not to that. And he's like, Penguin's looking over. I'm like, shut up. Penguin
looks over at him.
Ejects the disc. Oh, shut up.
It's my tune. It's my jam.
It's my jam, mate. Get with it, innit? But yeah, first episode, fantastic, mate. It's got very likeable characters, great dialogue. There's so much untapped potential in this universe as well, and I'm just looking forward to them exploring it. To be fair, they've made Gotham like feel so real as well. Like
Yeah.
it's almost like relatable, because most like reiterations of Gotham, it's like a derelict city basically, isn't it? Like it's an absolute mess. But this almost seems like you just live there, like you could just visit there and it's just normal.
What I love about that, and obviously the first Joker film as well. It's like really dark.
Yeah,
Dark, it's gritty. I love that kind of.
yeah, the grittiness of it's like
Yeah.
it's very good. And I just my only issue with this is it seems such a waste for it not to be connected to James Gunn's world and obviously the DC he's creating, because it's perfect, mate. They've got this young version of Batman who's only 2 years into being Batman, and you've got obviously Penguin. They're building up him. They've had obviously Riddler, who was fantastic in the movie as well. And they've got so many potential spin-offs they can do, and they can easily intertwine it and connect it. It just seems like a really big waste. They might do. I don't even know. I don't even know if it's been confirmed or whatever. If it is connected, I don't know. But I remember Matt Reeves saying he wants it to be separate. But
Yeah.
it just seems a waste that they're going to get yet another Batman for Batman Brave and the Bold. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. But very good first episode in my opinion.
And what we're going to do next week, we're going to watch 2 episodes.
2 and 3
to
we'll
catch-
discuss next week, and then we'll do 4 and 5 the week after, and then we'll be up to date and we'll just discuss one for the last 3 weeks or whatever it is. But typically as well, IGN. I'm just gonna throw a little bit of shade on IGN here for being absolutely useless again, mate. These honestly, I don't know how this company's got any credibility at all. They need to just stick to games and that's it, mate. Stick to news and stick to games. That's it. They've given this a 5 out of 10 when they gave the Akashai a 6 out of 10, mate. What are you doing?
And if you've watched Acolyte, it is terrible.
Acolyte's a good
That's why it's been
2.7,
cancelled.
mate. 3 out of 10, mate. It's awful.
We
I don't even
started
know how they dare, mate.
and we started Acolyte on this podcast, and we watched 3 episodes.
Dropped it after 3 episodes,
mate.
mate. The 3rd episode was one of the worst bits of television I've ever watched.
And our opinion on TV shows, we know
We're top level, mate. It's not even an opinion. It's just
Top tier, mate.
fact at that point, isn't it? But,
Well, we had people trying to convince us that it was good. Acolyte, no, mate, it's done.
Perry, we're
And
looking at
friends-
you, mate.
And for them to give Acolyte 6 and then Penguin 5, get out.
Get out.
Get out.
Get out the bin and then get your son back in it, pal.
It's not the first time they've done it. It won't be the last time.
No.
IGN will.
No. We've got one more anime to discuss, haven't we, mate?
Do you want to do the soundboard?
After episode 1.
Okay.
We'll chat episode 1. We picked up Fire Force. So
And it is a great show so far.
Mate,
First 2 episodes.
first 2 episodes slap, mate. They're so good.
So much potential, like you was talking about.
There's a new season coming out, I think, next year, early next year, or first or second quarter next year. So
But we've got 2 seasons, haven't we?
2 seasons, yeah. We'll be up to date before then. So we're just picking that up, basically. So obviously it's another anime. When it gets around to it, we're going to be up to date with, and we can start talking about it and discussing it when it's fresh. And obviously it's a little bit of an insight to what we like and what we enjoy for older animes as well, because we don't want to just discuss new stuff all the time. We're exploring older stuff as well, because there's plenty of stuff to watch. So,
Like Blue Lock, for example. That was
Blue
it's
Lock.
not new, but it was.
it was old, wasn't it? Really,
Yeah,
essentially,
exactly. Yeah.
it's old news, mate.
So this new anime, Fire Force, episode 1. So the episode starts off. Guy's just traveling to work on a train. While he listens to music, and his face blows up. So he blows up. It's spontaneous combustion. And then we have this cool scene where the train's he detaches from the burning car from the rest of him, and then it comes into the station, doesn't it? There's this car burning to pieces, and then our main protagonist Shimra enters the scene. He's waiting at the train station for his train, sees the burning carriage, and then we see this fire demon emerge from the carriage.
Yeah, I think it's worth noting as well that me and Martin knew absolutely nothing about this anime, at all. I've just heard that it's a good anime. Fire Force is pretty good. That's it. So I thought, sod it, let's watch it. See what it's about. I think that's worth noting because everything we've experienced these first 2 episodes is all we know about this anime. Like, everything we know is through these first 2 episodes.
Well, the scene where the carriage stops and it's on fire, and then this fire demon like emerges from it, I was like, this is sick.
So cool, mate. Animation's top level, mate, isn't it?
Yeah. And obviously Shimmer sees this. He's like, well, this is my chance, kind of thing. He gets ready for a fight. Then we have the Fire Force who come into it. They engage the fire demon in battle.
Oh, I like how the Fire Force rolled up, in a fire brigade fit.
Yeah.
But they all looked like they had like classic RPG roles. Like, one was like a tank, one was a mage, one was like a priest / healer.
Yeah.
The other one was like a ranged attacker, that sort of thing. I was like, that's actually pretty cool.
So yeah, like Ian was saying, we've got a priest who enters the scene as well as the others. She's about essentially to exorcise this demon, the fire core from this demon, and some of the weapons they use to take out this demon. Sick, mate. Some of the moves.
So sick, bro.
So they're dodging fireballs. They extinguish it with fire weapons. But when the demon's done, part of the roof of the train station falls, doesn't it? Like a light from it falls, and Shinra, cool guy, dives and saves the priest. And
It's worth noting as well, before that, they just thought Shinra was like a pedestrian, like, oh, yeah, sir, get out of the way, sort of thing. And I think one of the guys was trying to tell him, oh, I think that's the new recruit. But it's like, obviously they didn't have a chance, so yeah.
But we do see this, because when the light falls, we see Shinra's ability, and he's got this lightning fast speed. I mean, he has these flames coming out the back of his feet, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's got these like natural boosters, hasn't he, on his feet.
And he literally does that, and he manages to save the girl in time. Yeah, the girl, Eris, who we'll find out later.
Yeah, so essentially the world has like supernatural fire incidents, they call them, I think, don't they? Where you get people turning into like essentially fire monsters called infernals, and then obviously the Fire Force are basically the superheroes, or like the task force, fire brigade, or whatever, that tackles these fire monsters and obviously extinguishes them and obviously gets rid of them. And that's essentially what it's about, I guess. So, as I say, you get a little piece of Shinra's backstory as well, don't you? And how he was like, when he was a child, they called him a devil. His mum turned into an infernal. He had quite a tragic backstory, really, hadn't he? Like, his mum turned into an infernal and obviously passed. And his grandma rejected him because he's got this like nervous thing that when he's nervous, he smiles. And she's like, oh, look at him. Like, he's got no remorse about what's happened. Like, he's smiling, look at the little devil. So he's been rejected essentially by everyone his entire life, and he got blamed for his mum passing away. So
I thought with his backstory, his mum, he realised that there's another presence. Because his little brother and his mum was like another presence. And I thought that was what he was aiming for. Like, he wanted to know what that other presence was.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was. She did like turn into a thing. I'm not sure, but
yeah. To be fair, I'm not sure if it was her. I just saw the infernal. I just made an assumption it was that. To be honest with you, but yeah,
I do like it. I do like the characters that get introduced as well into this. Straight away, Captain Obi, hanging upside down on his pull-up bar. Decent.
He's
we have Maki. She's like a great soldier. But her head's full of lovey-dovey stuff.
Oh,
and she loves the boys, doesn't she? Loves the boys.
Like, is he your true love? Did he rescue you?
Loves a lot of romantic stuff.
Yeah, dead romantic. But yeah, you get Sheena's first fight as well, don't you?
No.
Which was a tough one for him, but obviously it helped explain his backstory properly, and obviously you sort of get to see some more of his abilities and that sort of thing. So yeah, overall it was a great first episode. You introduced a lot of the characters. You got introductions, sort of like more the story of the world and what's happening and that sort of thing. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. And the animation, I'd say, the animation's spot on as well. It's so good,
it's when that, because they have the kind of first mission, don't they?
Yeah.
In the first episode, and when I looked at the outfits of the characters, obviously you've got like the fire brigade outfit. And then they go around in like a SWAT van, like a police SWAT van. So they're kind of essentially a cross between them, but they are part of the fire brigade, aren't they, essentially? but their mission is to stop these demons or these infernals from reaping havoc. Because when they turn, they go rampant. They've lost their humanity and they just go rampant.
Oh yeah, it's just
These guys are in to stop them. These are the force that stop them. So
been taken over, haven't they?
Mm.
I'm gonna play the final sound.
Play a game.
Do it, mate. Do it.
I want to play a game. And that's the final one for today's episode. Let's get on to episode 2, mate.
Yeah, man. So the episode 2 starts off with Obi's telling Shinra that Rookie Fire Soldier Games is going to happen. And he needs to prepare because he's going to represent Company 8, which is their group, in this big tournament. And there's a bit after this with Maki on the roof, and she makes us a little flame monster called Splutter.
Yeah, it's one of the things on this as well is actually like they mentioned like one thing people fear the most, death by fire. I was like, well, to be fair, yeah, I think most people die by fire, mate. I'm not even gonna lie.
Not in itself melting is not.
Yeah, literally. The captain made me laugh. He's doing lateral raises with dumbbells while balancing a dumbbell on his forehead.
So we get this. So we find out that Maki is a second generation. Shinra's a third generation, which is obviously the more powerful. But we have Maki because she can create fire, she can control fire, but because she's a second generation, she needs like aid.
She's like
so she uses matches,
like
matches, petrol, stuff like that. But she just say that third generations like Shinra wouldn't need to do any of that because they've got the ability. They're more powerful. They can just
create fire.
Create a fire. But then there's new characters coming, don't we? Arthur Boyle.
Big Arthur.
Rip off of King Arthur.
King Arthur, mate.
Yeah, when I first came into it, I was like, oh, I don't know about this guy, but later on,
yeah,
when you find out what he can do. So Shinra and Arthur are like enemies from the academy, the rivals, and they're kind of in each other's face, aren't they? When they first come into it, and I like the bit between them. Like, so they come onto the roof where Iris and Maki are, and Shinra's like, "Yeah, I don't understand. He's so dumb, but all the women like him." And then Maki's like, yeah, you're right. And then Irish is like, yeah, but I think you're pretty cool. And Shimmer's like, huh? I think you're pretty awesome. He's like, huh?
There's one where the lieutenant comes up as well and pours the coffee over the fire that Maki's made. That made me laugh because then in the background he's taped off the picnic blanket and like the little ashtray in it. It's like a little coronoff light with tape, like you can't go past here, keep out. It's like it's a fire hazard or something.
Yeah, he just comes in, pours it ashtray, and is like, "Don't play with fire."
Don't play with fire. But yeah, like you said, there's going to be like a recruit tournament. It's classic for most animes, and Maki's essentially training them and battering them both, isn't she? Essentially, but Arthur's got a lightsaber, man.
Oh yeah.
Where's that from, bro?
Excalibur, like, what's they called a plasma cutter in there?
Yeah, he can turn his he can obviously concentrate the fire into plasma essentially through the sword, so he can concentrate it better, and essentially gets a lightsaber. Bro, it's so sick.
But it's the bit on the roof where it's again like obviously because Maki can make this splutter, this like little fire, but she makes a big one called Bobo. Bobo. Which is like a massive fireball. And again, is it Hinawa, isn't it? He like kind of just extinguishes this big fire again. It's just there constantly, just like putting the knockers on.
Like working overtime, getting dead annoyed with them.
Well, then we have another mission where this Infernal's apparently running rampant again. The team arrive to find the little girl in shock as her father's turned into an Infernal. And we find out that the poor girl's mum 2 years earlier had the same thing.
Also,
so she's lost.
Became an Infernal, yeah.
So they've lost both the parents. And then when the team enters the building, just see this Infernal sitting at the kitchen table, chilling with a nice little suit on, not doing anything. And then we find out it's kind of like a sad scene, isn't it? Because we find out like they essentially have got to put this soul to rest, And then we see the picture of the family and stuff like that, and Obi like puts the picture down, and then he orders Arthur to execute the Inferno, and he goes behind it, doesn't he? He just like presses his sword thing, goes, done him, mate.
So sick.
Yeah. I like the bit where Obi says to Shinra's like, hold on to that pain that you feel right now, because don't let this hold on to the pain you feel right now in this moment, because don't let the job like numb the pain from you.
Yeah.
Because you'd be without like a soul, so.
You get to see what I assumed potentially could be like a human villain in it as well. In the episode, it's like I don't think it properly introduces them, does it? But it seems like there could be like a human villain involved, as well as obviously the Infernals and stuff as well. So yeah, it's sick, to be honest with you. I'm looking forward to watching the next two that we're going to discuss next week. I'll probably get on them obviously this weekend straight away, to be honest. Very good. Honestly, piqued my interest straight away. Animation's great. The intro slaps, mate, on this. Banger.
Like I was discussing the work as well, there's so much potential from this
so
anime.
much.
Like I was saying to you, like, it's like it'd be sick like later on if they had like an M boss, like Inferno, like a massive dude. Like they've got time to take down, that'd be good. And obviously with the different characters with different abilities. You've got so much
well, to be fair, they don't know what's happening, so it makes you wonder if there's going to be like an end game where they finally figure out what's causing the Infernals, and do you know what I mean? Like that sort of thing. It might be that there's just some powerful being out there that can just do it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm very excited to see where it goes. And like you say, there's a lot of world building involved with this. There's a lot they can do, and I hope it carries on being good. Yeah,
like I say, I'm going to watch probably 2 episodes tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm eager to watch it. I went to Crunchyroll and it's like episode 3 ready to watch. I was like,
I think it's the only thing we can watch that's out apart from Penguin, bro. Like, I think when does DanDaDan come out?
It's out today. DanDaDan.
Oh, is it come out today? Is it? So we've got DanDaDan.
I think so, yeah.
Blue Lock's out on what? Saturday. Yeah. So yeah. The Geeks are, mate. If you had what it was, get it in the comments. Get on Discord. Let us know.
We're about to drop it. We're about to drop the name.
But do you like scary movies?
I do actually. One of my favourites is Scream.
Scream. It's a slasher, isn't it? A classic slasher. Yeah. Majority of them are good. Even the newer one's actually pretty good as well. Same can't be said for Halloween, but the newer Scream movies are good.
I've only watched the first 2 Scream films.
Oh, have you, mate?
3 films. I've watched 3 films.
It's
about 6 or 7 now, isn't it?
Yeah, there's trying to think which one came out most recently. I think it was 6. I think it is the most recent one. Came out last year, I think. But that was good. They're bringing another one out. Number 7, number 7's coming out even next year or the year after. But they get a lot of the old cast back and stuff like that. Like, obviously, who you'd expect, and yeah, they're all
Courtney
good.
Cox. I know Courtney Cox in the last Scream film. She couldn't move her face because she had so much plastic surgery. She like
basically just took a mannequin round with them, mate.
But the classic slasher film back in the day. It got me into these slasher movies.
Absolutely iconic.
I know they had
Scary Movie.
Scary Movie came after, and memed a lot of stuff from that.
Yeah,
what's that?
It's classic, mate. Classic, like 90s, 2000s, mate.
But yeah, it's like the slasher films from Scream was so good.
Yeah,
there's so many scenes in it as well, like make you on edge and.
It's the slasher genre in general. It can be quite pants and rubbish, really, but obviously it just does it so well. And one of the things that makes me laugh about the first one as well is that Drew Barrymore was obviously quite a big name in the 90s, and she was like, "Oh, do the movie," but do you know what would be funny is if you kill me off straight away. So people are going to watch it because it's like, "Oh, it's got Drew Barrymore in it." Because obviously she didn't necessarily want the focus to be on her. She wanted the focus to be on the movie. So she was like, "Get me in the film, and just murked me off straight away. And obviously that's what they did, innit? Like straight away, just done her in straight away.
First kill, yeah.
Yeah, literally straight away. So I thought that was pretty cool little bit of backstory on it as well.
Well, I might watch more of the Scream films, try and get catch up with them. I remember some of the scenes from the other Scream films, like there's a scene where Sydney, the main character, she's in the car with the killer, Ghostface.
Yeah.
I think they crash or something like that, and Ghostface is knocked out, but she has to get through that window, like beyond him.
Like getting past him, over him, yeah.
And that bit was like, ooh.
Yeah.
That's a good scene, that's good.
I think intense. Number 4 might be better than number 3, to be fair. Number 5's okay. Number 6 is pretty good as well, to be fair. They're all pretty good. They're as you expect. I think they're them sort of movies where you sort of know what you're going to expect, but you just try and figure out. Obviously, it's different ways that people die, or there's different ways you have to get away, and yeah, it's a good. It's like a good genre. I really like it. So yeah, Scream are some of the most iconic. Really, obviously the mask itself is so iconic, isn't it?
It's good. Like. As they go on, the good films, because stuff like Final Destination, later on, the films in that franchise later on, just like people getting killed by random things, like an ornament falls off and kills someone.
Yeah, like, how though? Like literally how?
Like they're running out of ideas. But I think when the Scream film first came out, when it was Halloween, people running around in Ghostface
Ghostface suits and stuff.
Mate, you could literally do anything. No one know you are.
Yeah.
You literally could rob a bank, mate. And, it's like Ghostface. But that guy's called Ghostface in there, isn't it?
No, mate, what are you on about? Which Ghostface is it? It's that Ghostface. No, it's that Ghostface. What's happening, man? Which Ghostface is it, bro? But yeah, that's another one done and dusted. And
episode 28, mate.
Number 28 in the bag. We always say this, and you never do it. Get in the Discord. That's literally all that matters. Get in the Discord. That's it. Go in the description in YouTube. Go in the description, Spotify, description, Amazon Music. The link to the Discord's there. Worst case, if you're on the socials, TikTok, whatever, the link tree's there with the link with Discord and stuff in it. Just get in the Discord. You can subscribe if you want. You can like, do all that stuff. Check the merch store out. But we literally just want people in the community to grow. We just want people to talk to. We just want people to interact with each other, get involved with the community, have a bit of a laugh with us, and yeah, get to know us. So yeah, jump in the Discord. That's literally all I asked this week and every week.
And me and Ian are always talking about different ideas with YouTube, different aspects, like with games, like play through games together, different shorts, different styles, stuff that's funny, interesting, and we're always going to bring you content. So just join us, mate.
Just join us. Join us for the journey. Be our mates. Do you know what I mean?
The journey's happening now. Join us.
The journey's here. Journey's 28 weeks in, mate. If I'd have started the gym 28 weeks ago, I'd have been hench, mate.
You look like Van Damme, mate.
Literally, mate. I've got more commitment to this than I have to my own physical health. So I think you should appreciate that. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I plead for help, please. But yeah, we've got loads of stuff coming. And we want you in the Discord. We want you to chat to you. We want you to enjoy it with us. This is why we say every week, we're like, join the Discord, join the Discord. You never do, but join the Discord.
Literally join the Discord.
Yeah, we want to meet people who like anime, TV shows, games, films, and we want to share your experiences. We might even mention you on the podcast. How about that?
Might do. Join, you get a shout out. How's that? But yeah, we appreciate
a big list on this. Yeah.
Oh no. We appreciate you being here. We appreciate you watching. Appreciate you listening. And yeah, we'll just catch you in the next one.
Take care, everybody.
Love you, bye.